last thing I need is another trigger-happy moron out there.
Look, you're supposed to be winning the hearts and the minds of the natives. Isn't that the whole point of your little puppet show? You look like them and you talk like them and they'll start trusting us. We build them a school, we teach them English, but after what, how many years? Relations with the indigenous are only getting worse.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you use machine guns on them.
Right. Come here. I can't. This is why we're here. Unobtainium. Because this little gray rock sells for 20 million a kilo. That's the only reason. It's what pays for the whole party. It's what pays for your science. Comprendo? Now those savages are threatening our whole operation. We're on the brink of war, and you're supposed to be finding a diplomatic solution. So use what you've got and get me some results.
I'll do it with minimal casualties to the indigenous. I'll drive them out with gas first. It'll be humane. More or less.
All right, let's pull the trigger.
Shalom, Israel, Yasha Allah. Call him like Yahweh Shema Shah. This is a film I was lesson, just like a video, basically just suggesting this movie to brothers in the faith, you know what I'm saying, brothers in this truth, that are part of this truth, that are living accordingly, according to the true standard of Yahweh Shema Shah. For brothers who have a spiritual eye, when you go to watch this movie, you'll see and notice how, this is ultimately talking about our people, you know what I'm saying, Northern Kingdom, you know what I'm saying, more specifically, but our people in general, you know what I'm saying, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American and Seminole Indians, right? This video is for you, you know what I'm saying, and this, ultimately, the Lord had this movie made for you, I look at it like ultimately, for the Jake that's cursed, that don't look at history, you know what I'm saying? Because, how the saying go, you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from, you know what I'm saying? So you got to know your past to be able to really see your future, right? The Lord basically had this happen, you know what I'm saying, in the present times. This movie happened in the present times, you know what I'm saying? So that way, our people, will be able to have some type of example to, basically have something to, or I guess you could say, hit you with the deja vu, if you will, see that you've had this happen to you before, you know what I'm saying? And Jake's, worldly eye, you know what I'm saying? If not you, you know what I'm saying, to your people, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately your people is you, But, it's a real heavy and spiritual movie. You know what I'm saying? Because it just touches on the things that we see within the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, as well as in real life, you know what I'm saying, or have transpired and have happened in real life, So I'm going to grab just a couple of scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and that'll pretty much be that. I'm going to start with this one first. Psalm 55 and verse 20 says, He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace. With him he hath broken his covenant, right? And this is going into Esau, Edom, you know what I'm saying, the wicked, right, our enemy, you know what I'm saying? And basically what he went on to do within this movie, which he went on to do in real life, you know what I'm saying, he had made a covenant, you know what I'm saying, with us, our people, right, Israelites, you true Israelites, He had made a covenant with us, and he had, you know what I'm saying, broke that covenant, you know what I'm saying, because ultimately he was against us. Though we were at peace with him, he was ultimately against us. You know what I'm saying? He used different things, you know what I'm saying? He basically used his blessing, there's certain tactics that he's good at, you know what I'm saying? He's a cunning hunter. You know what I'm saying? He's very sly, slick, He's a trickster, if you will, Psalms 55:21 says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, you see? So though he was talking in a specific manner that sounded good and sounded nice, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Esau went on to say in the video, basically saying, to look like them, talk like them, you know what I'm saying? He did all these things to ultimately, you know what I'm saying, appeal to us, just to basically have us drop our guards, you know, and as soon as that happened, he came in with the sword, because war was ultimately in his mind, So I'm gonna grab this too. This is Sirach chapter 12, right? Sirach being Ecclesiasticus, right? It says Sirach 12 and verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy." And this is a commandment, right? It says, "For like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." You see, so you want to ever trust your enemy, because when something rusts, it starts to corrode and get worse and worse, right? The integrity of it, is not strong. It's corruptible, right? It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and that thou know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So ultimately, it's like a looking glass, like a mirror, right? You cleaning and polishing it. Making sure that it's clear. You're able to see all the you're able to get rid of all the bad spots. So you want to make sure basically you try him, you keep trying him until you see whether or not he still got rust or not. That's basically like when you deal with anybody. You want to prove every spirit. Prove a man before you give him credit. But it says what? It says verse 12, "Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith." And ultimately here, basically it's just showing you the possibilities, or the effects of you going on to trust your enemy. Because with you doing so, he can overthrow you. With you doing so, he can try to take your seat. Because that's what he's ultimately went on to do. Micah chapter 2 verse 1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand," right? And this is, the devil, Esau, Edom, the wicked is being spoken about here, right? Verse 2 is the point. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence." You see? So they're taking the fields of our people, of our heritage, of Israel ultimately, right? And that's them basically taking your seat. It says, "And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." So they taking everything that pertains to us and taking it onto themselves. And that's what was said within this video. He talking about how they want all the minerals that come within the land. That's them covering the fields.
You're
He said
supposed
this.
to be winning the hearts and the minds of the natives. Isn't that the whole point of your little puppet show? You look like them and you talk like them and they'll start trusting us. We build them a school, we teach them English, but after what? How many years? Relations with the indigenous are only getting worse.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you use machine guns on them.
You see, and that's ultimately them, breaking that covenant. That's them covering that field by violence. That's that rush still being there. The integrity of that covenant is not real. It's rusty. It's weak. It's corruptible. Like our enemy. So, that's pretty much the point here. Again, this is a Slovakia. This is a very, heavy movie. And, you see in this picture, it says, when you realize Avatar was trying to teach you something about evil corporations invading and destroying sacred lands, and before a land could be a land, as brothers go on to say, the other brothers say too, a place is, a land is people before it's a place, roughly paraphrasing how they say it. But, before you can have a land be established as something, there's got to be people there to, dwell there, So, those evil corporations being, you know what I'm saying, those evil rulers, you know what I'm saying, the wicked, you know what I'm saying, Esau, Edom, ultimately, you know, he goes on to invade and destroy our people, you know what I'm saying, and ultimately destroying our land. And that's what you go on to see now, you know what I'm saying, within, you know, the Americas. You know what I'm saying? Everything's all messed up. Esau constantly be chopping trees down, constantly, you know what I'm saying, polluting the air, everything like that. But that's pretty much it. So, you know, again to say, you know, this is a movie that I suggest for brothers, you know what I'm saying, to watch, you know what I'm saying, especially with the spiritual eye, you know. So with that, Carla, I'm not Yahweh Shah, Shalom.